If you have a felony on your record, your life is not over because you can start your own business and work for yourself. My name is Darren Woodfork, and I'm an attorney here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And at my firm, one of the things we do here is that we help people seal their old criminal cases, and we also restore people's gun rights here in Arizona. And in this video, I want to talk about, first of all, we obviously say you should get all your cases sealed if you can and get them off the books if you can. But if you don't, you can still go out and work for yourself and be a convicted felon. And it's not going to matter if you have a product or a service that people want to buy. You'll be a successful business person. And you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to worry about going to human resources and filling out applications saying that you've been convicted of a felony or what have you. And I talked about this once before, and I'll put it here in the card also, about how I basically said in the video that your life is not over if you have a felony. And it's interesting because, I'm a solidly Gen Xer, and the last thing I am is a YouTuber. But I went down and I looked at the analytics in my YouTube channel, and I saw that video about your life not being over as a felony is probably my most popular video on this channel. And so I want to address that today, maybe give a little bit more nuance to what I said. I think it was like 2 years ago when I made that video. And so I talked about that video. I talked about my client back, probably at least 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago, who we were in court, and he got convicted of a low grade felony, whatever, and he came out of court and said his life was over because he's a convicted felon in his early 20s. And then I talked about how a few years later he was, making really good money, running his own business. He was delivering medical services and medical devices, I think, like a mobile delivery to different hospitals and doctors' offices, things like that. And he ran it himself. I think he had a few people working for him, and he, as far as I know, very successful. And so, again, that was my anecdotal story of how a person with a felony, it didn't stop him. He started his own business, and now he's successful. And so that was what I was trying to share, and I was trying to share that story of hope for anybody out there who has a felony on their record. And I think I talked about it in that video, but if not, I'll say now. I mean, maybe I overstated how easy it is to start your own business. I started this firm back in 2002, and I know it's not easy, but if you just try and find a demand or find a product or service that people want to buy from you, or people your expertise is special and that people want to pay you for it, you'll be successful. And again, I know it's easier said than done, but I might have talked about this in that video. There's a really good book that will help you start your own business, and it's called Ready, Fire, Aim. And I can't remember the name of the author, but I'll definitely put it here down in the description or in the card. But it's a good book because it tells you that when you start a business, you just have to go out there and try and see if the market likes it, basically, and see if people will pay you for it and are interested in it. There's really no way to do it besides, try. And it's kind of like, you throw spaghetti at the wall, basically, and see what sticks. Most people who are successful in business, and you can look this up, they weren't successful on their first business. They had to try a few times, and they probably have 6 or 7 failures before that last one caught and it stuck. And so you have to just try. You have to try to see what's out there and what works. And I remember a long time ago, I was listening to some band, some music band, and the interviewer was talking about, how do you guys know how do you guys always have these hit songs or whatever, and how do you know what the public wants? And they basically said, we don't really care. They said, we just make what we like, we throw it out there and see what sticks, and then that's how they get popular. And I think that's a lot to do. That's how business works too. You just you throw spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks, and then double down on what works. And like I said before, just because you have a felony on your record doesn't mean that you can't start a business and people won't buy from you. I think it's funny because I look at the opposite way. I look at it how I know guys who went to Harvard Law School, Yale Law School, whatever it is. They worked at a firm and then tried to go out on their own and start their own business, and they couldn't do it. They had to shut their doors after 6 months or a year because they couldn't bring in business. So that's kind of the opposite. I mean, you can have all the advantages in the world, but those guys still aren't successful in starting their own business. So again, that's my anecdotal reasoning why I say, look, if you have a felony, your life's not over. Now, with all that said, like I said in the beginning, my firm will help you erase that felony off your record. So if you want to go in and work for somebody and you want to fill out an application and say that you've never been convicted of a felony, you can do that. So please get in touch with my firm. My firm here is, the number is 602-284-3035. That's 602-284-3035. You can reach me on my email at DarrenW. That's DERRONW@MSN.com. And I'd be more than happy to help you out. Again, thanks for watching, and please subscribe to the channel. Thanks.